Welcome back, baby. We are on
everybody.
episode 5 of Opreas
Open Mic. With me today is the amazing Erin Oprea.
Hello, I'm Erin Oprea.
And I'm Sean Oprea, your host today. Today we're going to talk about something that hits home, especially it hit home today. But we're going to talk about negativity and basically what you can do or what we do, and hopefully what everybody else can do to get through that, to overcome it, to move on, to still have success in your business, even with the abundance of negativity that you can run into nearly every day in your jobs, at home, with family and colleagues. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today with personal experience.
How do you stay positive in what we call the shitstorm of life?
We're here to learn too. I think we got
Today was a rough day, I will admit. Today, you know what? Usually social media doesn't get to me, but today was an interesting one.
Erin, what happened today that might have set that off?
Was a Reddit link that was sent to me through Instagram because someone felt a need that I needed to read this. And it was basically everything terrible about myself. How awful of a person. I mean, everything you could say was on this Reddit link. Everything you could say. I mean, I get it to me all the time.
Tell me some specifics. What were some of the specifics? Was this one person on this Reddit link?
No. It was tons.
It was people pilot. Was the subreddit basically listed about you?
I don't know. Maybe there's something before it. I don't see it. That just the link I saw.
So it was multiple people.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter because basically what we want to talk about today is how do you overcome negativity? How do you overcome injuries, things that get you down? How can you stay positive through that time of life? Because everyone can look at social media and be like, everyone's life looks perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect life. And that's what everyone needs to remember. You can have happiness with the imperfections of life, I feel like. Because our life is anything but perfect, but we find happiness in all of it. Now, not in all of it. That's actually a lie. We find happiness or positivity in terrible points of life that you just have to figure out, like, wait, we can either let this ruin us or we can find the positivity and thrive off of that. And that's kind of been my mindset. I mean, I had all those injuries and a lot of people are like, well, how did you not get depressed? Well, I had two choices. Because one, your mind is the most powerful thing you've got, right? The mind is so powerful.
And you have one of the strongest minds. But I want everybody to know, list some of the injuries and kind of give us a timeline of the injuries.
So at 35, I had an ACL surgery, tore my knee playing soccer. We were actually playing together. 36, I tore it again. And then not until I waited all the way till I was 44, tore my ACL all in the same leg, tore my ACL again. And then at 44 again, I tore, I think I just turned 45. I don't know. Yeah, I just turned her. No, I was 43 and 43. I tore my ACL and broke my kneecap and had pins put in. So I've had a lot of injuries.
That first injury, and you had said it takes a lot of mental capacity. What do you remember from that first injury? Describe it.
So my first injury, I was playing soccer, and soccer was my world. I mean, I was playing like 7 days a week. I played all the time.
We met playing soccer.
My kids played, I played. I said, my world's over. This is the end of my soccer for me.
What happened?
I tore it playing soccer. Playing soccer.
So basically what she was doing, she had the ball, or she was defending, and when she cut to change directions, her knee kept going
the other way
while she turned directions. So basically you watched it happen, right?
Yeah. And
so that ACL, right, that helps stabilize your knee, snapped.
Yep.
And pretty much right away you had told me, and I was in the bathroom changing for my next game. I was devastated. Somebody ran in and said, Sean, Erin's down. She's injured. She's really bad. Oh my God. That stung so much. Mm-hmm. But what did you do the next day?
The next day, I went to work. I didn't miss a day of work. We actually went to the bar that night. I was like, well, you know what? I can either go home and be depressed, or I can just suck it up and make the best out of life. And that's
absolutely your mentality.
That's my motto. If life brings you down, find something positive to bring yourself up, because it's not always going to be peaches and rainbows and sunflowers, and it's going to have negative stuff. Like my last round of injuries. I mean, I was down for basically a year on the last two. And I would sit there and I was like, all I can do is sit because I was really broken. And I said, I can either really be depressed or I can just turn my mind where it would, I'd turn to jump rope and things like that for my happiness.
That's important. That's important. You have a strong mind, but you are able to successfully divert the pain into something, right?
Yes.
Like you have a focus.
I have an outlet.
You have an outlet.
Everyone needs an outlet. But my outlet was taken away because I wasn't able to do it. So I turned my focus I found other things, other hobbies. Well, that's where the plant obsession came from, baby. The plant obsession. I turned to plants and I turned to really just spending a ton more time with my dogs. I mean,
you very much always need, even when you're healthy, you need a focus.
I need outlets. I need things that bring me joy. I need things that make me happy. I need things that help me focus. In any of those, was one of the things on your mind, I need to just sit and do nothing until it's healed? No.
So for you, do you think for most people, it'd be like, you need to keep moving?
I think for most people, when they get injured, well, one, our doctors scare us and tell us, you can't do anything, you're injured, which is what they told me too. No, you can't do pull-ups. I was like, it's my knee. Why can't I do pull-ups? Well, if you fall.
Well, they got really mad about you doing pull-ups.
I was like, if I fall, I'm not going to let go of a pull-up bar. Like, I've been doing pull-ups for years and years and years. I don't think I'm going to let go of the pull-up bar. And I was like, no.
You could have tripped.
I could have tripped.
You are getting old.
Wait, I'll be like next week. All right, I'll be 46. But I think the answer is when life brings you down, when something bad happens, whether it be divorce, I've been through that too, and I got shingles through that. Whew, that was a rough time of life. But when life brings you down, you have to turn your focus. You have to still focus on what's going on, right? You have to focus on your injury, rehabbing it to get it better. If you're going through a divorce, you have to focus on the pain. You have to feel the pain to get through it. You can't just bury it. So I don't just bury it. I feel it, but I feel it while I jump rope, or I feel it, like I think a lot.
What was so you brought up your divorce and talking about like recentering your focus. What did you focus on during the divorce?
My kids.
Your kids?
100%. My kids.
How old were your kids then?
4 and 6. Yeah. And when I was in Iraq, my second deployment, he cheated on me. And he spent all my money I made while I was there. I was so mad. He spent all on this girl. And I was like, what?
That came up in court.
Yeah. So I filed for divorce. And I was really scared to be a single mom because I was just switching careers back into training because I had gotten out of the military.
Yeah, for all those people who say she doesn't like kids. She adores her kids. She focuses on her kids.
No, my kids are like my kids are like my best friends now. We're so close. I had no money raising them. I had time, and all we did was spend quality time. It's not quantity, it's quality time you spend with the people you love. So when we played.
So when you were injured physically, you focused on other physical activities. When you were injured, say mentally, you focused on family.
I focused on family. I focused on career and a family, career, just things to keep my mind busy. What I didn't do is let myself just sit there and be depressed. I didn't let depression completely set. Was I sad? Yes.
Yeah. Your sadness doesn't last too long.
No, because I have ways to help it. And I don't turn to alcohol and I don't turn to food. Now, a lot of people really emotionally eat. And that's one thing that I've been able to not do. I know it's a struggle for so many, so I'm not knocking anybody. It's just that's one thing I haven't had the issue with. But I feel like if you're mentally struggling, if you can just get out and walk. Walking, there's something about walking. 1, it breaks cravings. 2, the sunshine. Even if you're walking at night, there's something about movement that helps your emotions. Like when I go for a walk, walking makes me happy, especially if I have my dogs with
Fresh
me.
air, dogs. Hopefully, maybe you get to meet some people and talk to them.
You never know. Not many people.
I bring that up because she doesn't.
Well, here we go. By
the way, if you happen to see Erin walking around,
please say hi.
You could say hi. Some people have said, they didn't feel bad. But
always say hi. But most people cross the street when I'm walking because I have 4 dogs.
The big dogs help.
And nobody wants to be around, which is, hey, whatever. My mind, I have headphones in. I'm like, shoo. But
most of the time, by the way, I am working when you're taking the dogs. You do walk them most often, though.
yeah,
As of right now. But
it rotates. It depends on schedules. Right now schedules. I don't know.
I just don't want everybody to think I'm a deadbeat dog dad here. Okay, listen.
No, we all have our roles in parenting the dogs, and
I yell.
I do too.
See, I have the thing I have with the dogs is I can yell from my diaphragm. They very much listen when I yell.
They do for sure.
I got that. Let's go.
But let's get back to our positivity.
Well, we're there, right? Refocusing. You're talking about walking outdoors, movement, right? And trying to basically forestall depression. Have you ever been depressed? Would you call? Not say clinically, not say diagnosed. You've never taken any meds for that. I'm not saying that's bad, but you haven't.
I will say today's, usually social media comments don't get to me. Okay. Like we laugh them off, it doesn't matter. We do.
And you have some thick skin. I want to know, tell me what they said.
Today's comments, I guess because there was just a flood of a ton of them, they did get to me. And I was like, Erin, and I kept asking myself, why am I letting these people that don't know me affect what I think of myself? I mean, they basically told me I'm the most annoying person ever. I'm disgusting. I'm anorexic.
About your voice and talked about you're way too thin. They talked about you're causing.
Oh, I'm causing anorexia in children. I am married to my brother. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't even know. There's just so many. I was like, what did I do that was so wrong to make so many people hate me? And I was like, I don't even know what I did. My whole goal in life is to lift people up and help people feel better about themselves, teaching them that fitness can be a priority. It's not your sole purpose in life.
And not once have you ever said that thin is the only way to be. Not once have you said that whatever you do is the exact way to do it.
No.
You live a healthy, strong, balanced lifestyle, even if some people that are crazy on the internet don't understand.
Yeah, but, that's what I think. They see fitness on Instagram, they see that I'm in shape, and they see that I'm thin, and they think I have nothing else in my life. And that's what they're basically telling me is that I've become too obsessed. And I was like, that's absolutely not true. I have a very balanced lifestyle. I mean, we went to Chicago and I ate everything you could eat in there. And we had fun. And then I come back and I get back on track. That's what makes it a lifestyle. It's not all or nothing. But today, they really did take a toll on me today. And so
today we're still getting over it.
Yeah. So I went out. I got my weights out. Actually, I did a 6-mile run. And that really helped. Running helped me today. And then I did my weights, and I feel a million times better right now. But for me, movement is truly the answer.
It's the first time I've seen you smile since I got home from work today.
I know, right, too? But I promise you guys, the mind is the most powerful thing. If you can change your mindset, is it easy? No, it's not easy. Nothing in life is easy, honestly. It's not easy. But a positive mindset can get you so much further than just sitting and dwelling on those negative thoughts. Now, there's days like today, I have to remind myself that too. And be like, those people they mean nothing to me. And Sean is really good. And then I called and talked to my agent today, and she really helped me today. So
I think she might have done better than I did. I got home and kind of shrugged it off.
And you're like, so? I was like, thanks.
I just find the internet to have amazing parts to it, and then mixed in is vileness from people who don't know you and don't care, and they just want to spit a negativity. And so I'm not one to say ignorance is bliss. I'm not. But there are times when it doesn't matter. They don't know you. And as such, there's no reason to go searching for these blogs, these posts, these things that might tear you down. I didn't
go searching for them. They were sent to me, and I happened to look, and I was like, what? And I just kept reading. I was like, gosh, and I just went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So it was my own fault. I should have just put it up and walked away from it. But it's really hard when you start to not keep reading them.
And so, yeah, not everybody's going to have that same kind of social media presence. But we all know that social media can get pretty nasty. We know that like some of the rumor mill stuff at work can get pretty nasty.
Yeah, it's not just social media. It is mom life. I mean, I hear some really bad horror stories of moms just bashing on other moms. And that's a big thing, actually, I feel like right now from stories that I hear from other women. I feel like it's worse now that there is social media, that moms are more hateful or more insecure than about each other. Like, it's like one-upping, one-up.
I feel like oftentimes, in a lot of different ways, but especially the mom-shaming aspects of it, that it's like somebody does it one way, and they, whatever reason, believe it's the only way to do it. And if anybody else does it slightly differently, they just think that other person's an idiot. And then for some reason, they just want to tell them.
It's so crazy.
It is.
You know what? I will say I'm really glad I raised kids before I had a cell phone. Before I had...
That's tough parenting now.
I didn't have cell phone. I didn't have internet. When they were young, you know. Yeah. But obviously, as they got older, I did have all that. But I felt like it made... You didn't overthink as much stuff. You just did and lived in your fantasy little happy little bubble. But yeah, so I feel like happiness and positivity are two different things.
Okay.
You're not always happy, but you can always find something positive in something negative.
Okay.
I feel like I learn a lot from my injuries. I learned a lot about rehab. I was like, this is educational. Had I not gone through this, I wouldn't have learned all these things about rehab, which are beneficial to my career in general. I learned a lot about I can sit when I have to. I also learned that in jury duty too. I can sit when I have to. I can't always do what I've always done. This time you're forced to now make something new. And I could either sit on the swing outside and cry myself to sleep, basically, because of being sad that I can't do what I want to do. Or I can look around and be like, well, let's just plant some more plants and grow some more plants.
Or design a new house.
Or shine some leaves. And so for me, the best thing is to turn my mind into something positive and get it off the negative. But you still have to deal with the negative. Like, it doesn't go away. Whatever that thing is that's bothering you, it doesn't go away. Now, the internet, that's a different thing. You need to shut that off and wipe it away. But, like, injuries don't go away. Or if you're going through a divorce, that doesn't go away. Or if someone in your family is sick, that doesn't go away. Those are hard situations that we have to deal with. We deal with them. We have hard days. But then, for me, you have to you're going to have days. Like, I'm not saying all my days are I'm just smiling.
No, they're not.
And
everybody thinks. Everybody thinks.
Well, I don't come on there and say, like, man, listen to this shit that started today.
I can tell you, I am so happy that you're not a go on social media and cry kind of person.
Well, I'm not a huge crier in general. That's not my go-to. I get more angry and just need
I'm so glad you're not a go on social media and get angry.
I'm not. I find ways to get rid of it before I don't turn on the camera when I'm like, man, I'm really pissed right now.
I'll tell you what, so sometimes, all right, this is a little show truth for the Opreas open mic, is right before that camera turns on, there are some words between us every once in a while.
Only when he doesn't listen to me. I'm sure all you women can relate, right? I was like, just do what I said and everything's going to be easy.
All the men listening understand completely.
I feel like I'm the easiest one to live with. If you do it my way.
Compared to maybe our kids, yes, you're easier to live with. So it's all perspective.
You know what? Kid stuff, we've been going through some stuff with one of our kids, our younger one, actually. And that has actually not made me depressed, but it's definitely put some hard...
only as happy as your least happy child.
That actually is a very true statement. And so we've been going through a lot with him in the last couple months. And I feel like it has weighed on me tremendously. It's not something that I want to talk about for his benefit, but it has weighed on me tremendously. It's getting better. I think there's light at the end of the tunnel. But that has probably been one of the harder times. It's the kids' drama. Kid drama is probably some of the hardest stuff. And a lot of you moms out there, I'm sure you can relate because we all go through it at different stages. I feel like this one right now has been one that's pretty challenging.
Yeah, very challenging.
But he's going to pull through, and there's light at the end of the tunnel.
He's young. He'll be all right. He's got to find a focus. He's got to find a direction and where to channel his focus.
And it's not women.
Yeah, for the time being.
For the time being, we want to extend
The time being, maybe, take a break from women.
That's what I say too.
We'll see.
But so that one has kept me up at night in my thoughts and like how do I help them through the situation, and I spent a lot of time really overthinking things that I should have just let go of because one, they're not my problems, and be there for him, but he needed to figure out his own stuff, and I should have not let it weigh on me so bad. But as a mom, it weighed on me, and I was like, I just have to go into the gym. I'll just go to the gym.
Yeah, that has been an outlet for you for sure.
Yeah. And then talking, like for me, I have to talk it out. When I'm down in the dumps, I can't just bury it. I have to talk to somebody. It's usually you. 9 times out of 10, it's you. And then I have a couple good friends that I really...
When we can find time.
When we find time. I know. It's like, do you hear this going on? Oh, in passing. Because life is just... Everyone's life is that way. We all have 5 million different directions. It's like a quick conversation in passing. And then at night for us is kind of our time that we can actually just unwind and talk. But people forget that we actually work.
But do we always do it over alcohol? No.
I'm about to say,
no, we don't.
What? No, we don't.
Don't turn to alcohol, as from 2 personal trainers who are stressed out at times.
But alcohol is never, alcohol is fine, but don't use it as your crutch. Don't use it as your solution to be happy. Don't use it as a fulfillment.
How about this? Right now, what do you think is you could maybe consider a crutch when you are trying to unwind, or maybe you're trying to get your mind off something, or you're trying to basically get over something? Like some people turn to alcohol. What do you think is your crutch?
Mine is the gym. There's no question. And people are going to be like, you're a trainer. But it literally helps me.
But there
walking the dog
are times when you will have so much work in the gym, you actually don't get a workout. What do you think you can change in the future?
I got to put my phone up. My phone has to be taken away. And Sean wants to do that. He wants to take my phone away when I go in the gym so I can just check out of work completely and just hyper focus on myself, my training session.
I think that would be wonderful. You have to make that decision.
Because there's times I go out there for what should be like a 45-minute hour workout. Might take 3 hours because of work all in between.
There have been rare occasions when you've tried to just relax. We have a bed swing in the back porch, and it is so comfortable. And you'll lay down for like a quick 30-minute nap to kind of reset in the middle of the day. We get up early, we stay up late, we get a lot of work done. And maybe a couple of times I've gone out and I've like, give me your watch, give me your phone. And I take it like out of range.
It is nice.
Give me the dogs.
It's hard for me to do that.
And I yank it. But you have to make that choice.
When I don't have it, it is nice at times too.
You always give me an excuse. Well, there's work to be done. I got to answer these questions, and I got to get on my DMs, and we got to. Yeah.
I try to stay on top of them.
Or you got to get time for yourself. I have a client like that today. We had talked a lot about today of it doesn't like being selfish doesn't have to be a bad thing, right? There can be an amount of selfishness that is incredibly useful, especially when you need to get things done, when you need to get your mind right, when you don't have to think about other people or your business, and you got to get yourself healthy and ready to rock.
I feel like you take care of yourself first. If you're healthy and you feel good, you have so much more to give as a parent, as a caregiver to your parents or to anyone that might.
Favorite analogy exactly like that is put your oxygen mask on first before helping others.
Just like on an airplane.
Just like on an airplane.
They do say that. And also, just remember, positivity, don't have fake positivity to that. Like, that's not it either. There's like a happy medium.
Are you fake positive right now?
No, actually.
Is this fake positive right now? How you feeling?
No, I'm not. But fake positivity just means you're burying your situation.
I bury.
You do, actually. You bury more than I. I let it out and move on.
I shove it in a deep, dark hole, off to the side.
All comes off at once.
To the side like a real man, all right? And I deal with it in my own time. And then sometimes it explodes like a man.
Trying to be cool.
I am cool. Nobody else tells me I'm cool. I have to be my own cheerleader.
I
get to be your hype man all the time, but I gotta be my hype man.
Shecky be your hype man. But there was something I was going to say about positivity.
You should not let me interrupt you.
I know, you interrupted me, and I already forgot my train of thought. I had a really
Probably
good
wasn't
one.
that important.
Everything I say is important.
Mostly
you just don't realize it.
No. I've yet. We need to be married another 15 years or so for me to realize it.
Right, it's be 15 years this year. But I was going to say, another thing that really, I think, helps our relationship, too, is getting out, laughing. You have to have laughter. We joke around a lot. I feel like that helps, too. Even when things aren't good, we still laugh and have fun, even when things are bad. Like, we can have an argument and then we just say, "What's for dinner?" And we can laugh about it and we can blow it off and we don't hold on to it.
And some of all of this is removing yourself, even if it doesn't have to do with the place you are currently at, but removing yourself from there. Like, there's a lot of stress that happens in our first floor, where it's a kitchen, living room, whatever. And a lot of stress, and you remove yourself to the gym. And you talk to a friend, or you work out, or you go to the backyard, or we have a lot of stress together. We remove ourselves from that area and we go that once a week, maybe go out to eat, or you go for a run, or you go for a walk, and you change. You take something in that stressful situation and you move somewhere else with it, and then figure it out. Like, it
gives you time to think and process everything, and then come back with a clear mind, and then figure out whatever.
For sure, getting out on a walk is a big deal.
I'm not always talking about arguments either. I'm talking about just whatever the stressful thing.
Yeah.
Whatever the stressful thing is that you're dealing with. Let your mind clear, process it, and figure out what to do instead of just sit there and just keep on going in circles.
Open up the Pretty Muscles app, okay? prettymuscles.com. Listen to Erin tell you how to do a workout, get a little sweat in, clear your mind. These are good things. These are good, healthy things that everybody should be doing.
They should be doing it. Not always just for positivity.
Our editor's going to put a link to prettymuscles.com.
But here's a wrap up on this. You're never always going to be positive, but try to find the positive in life. Even when it's bad, there's always something positive to look at to try to get through the negative part of life. Try to find the positive in life and focus on that when it is a downward spiral, which sometimes you feel like you go on this spiral and you spiral. And once one thing, and then you wrap around another thing, and you're like, everything's going out of control. And then hopefully your partner or your friends can be like, no, look at this. And and then say, wait, you're right. And take other people's opinions. Sometimes that's hard for me to do. Sometimes I'd be like, no, it's not. It's all bad. And then I was like, no, it's not. And then you take a deep breath and you do whatever, and everything's actually way better if you can just pull yourself out of the situation and smile, laugh. I mean, we all have great lives, and they're all different. They're all amazing in their own way.
What is that you say about you're thankful being able to move?
I mean, movement is a gift. Yeah, movement is such a gift. Think of all the people that would kill to be able to move. Like, celebrate it daily with some kind of movement, and movement will bring your vitamin D, will bring energy, will bring more positive mindset. The positive mindset. Remember, train your brain. Train your brain. Your brain is your mind. Your mind is the most powerful thing on your body. Your body achieves what your mind believes too. And it goes for your thoughts. If you constantly talk ugly to yourself, I'm terrible, I'm this, I'm that, or you read terrible things about yourself, I'm like
a force of nature, because I hate myself. I talk crap about myself all day long, and I'm still rocking it out. So, like, I don't know. You're probably not as strong as me. This advice that you're giving is so much better.
Sean has no confidence.
None. The amount of times I've given myself the middle finger in the mirror, just whoo. This is good. It's good advice.
But talk kind to yourself. Those kind words. Because your body achieves what your mind believes. Your mind believes what your mind believes too. So if you talk constantly ugly to yourself, you're going to believe that. So if you change that mindset, you can have a more positive attitude just on life in general.
I like that. All right, listen, we want you to give us what your outlet is, how you stay positive.
Oh, yeah. Put them in the comments.
Put it in the comments. We want other people to read it. We want other people to hear it, maybe even get inspiration from your comments. And hopefully you learned a little bit about our life. You learned a little bit about how Erin honestly plows through life.
Not always perfect.
No.
Perfectly imperfect is what I like to call it. There is no such thing as perfect. Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in today. We will get to see you next week, too. Make sure you leave a comment in there and make sure you subscribe to us so you don't miss the next episode, because guess who's coming on next?
Ooh, next week.
Oh, we got the National Beauty Girl. We're going to be talking about some threading, which you guys ask a lot about that procedure. I think she has some other stuff she wants to talk about.
All the facial and skin-related questions that you might like to hear about, and how Erin looks so pretty.
Whatever. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day.